Hello. Good evening, everyone. I just want to jump on real quick and share in Work the Word Wednesday. On Wednesdays, we typically like to come forth and just share a little bit about the chapter that we're in. Today, we're in Mark chapter 15. So we want to share a little bit that is displayed in this chapter and really give us application to how we work the word, that the word is not antiquated, that is something that we literally apply to our lives on a daily basis. And it is a book full of principles, and it also helps us walk in our relationship with God, our vertical, right? That impacts our horizontal interactions with other people. And so, my question for today is, how do you deal with accusations? How do you deal with accusations? Then I want to read a text so that we can talk about how to deal with accusations. And this is seen in Mark chapter 15. So when we read the word of God, it also helps us take some things and apply it to our lives so that we can walk uprightly. It's a good life to live. I don't care what nobody says. Outside of what individuals may seem or feel as if it's strenuous for them, if you get into this good book and read the good news and the things that Jesus Christ has outlined in this book of just principles. I think someone explained it one time. It is for us just our basic instructions before leaving earth. Our basic instructions before leaving earth. I like that when it gave the Bible an acronym, BIBLE, basic instructions before leaving earth. I thought that was a good acronym to outline the Bible. And there are some basic principles that we can gain. And if there's any example that I would like to follow, and that is the example of Jesus Christ. So someone may be watching this and maybe on the challenge, just trying to learn more about who is this Jesus. Not really at the point of full belief, right? Just wanting to read it. And you should count the cost, take the time, read, find out about it, right? But if there's anyone, there are people that I model that are no longer with us. We can think of some names of some great ones that we aspire to, and we gain certain inspirations from them, and then their life story really allows us to activate different principles. How much more the life of Jesus Christ? Great example. Even if you don't see him as your Lord of Lords and your King of Kings, which he is mine, there are still principles that he displays for us. So let's look real quick in Mark chapter 15, and we're going to talk about how to deal with accusations, because this is a great example laid out for us here. It says in Mark 15, starting at verse 1, I'm reading from the King James today. It says, and straightway in the morning, the chief priests held a consultation with the elders and the scribes and the whole council, and bound Jesus and carried him away and delivered him to Pilate. So it's interesting that they had a consultation. And there are people who are sitting around having a consultation about you, and that's okay. This is how we're going to deal with it. And they brought him to Pilate, right? They're trying to bind you up. They're trying to carry you away. They're trying to deliver you in a manner to someone else, to present you in a certain light. But this goes on to let us know exactly how Jesus dealt with that, and we can pull some nuggets from this. In verse 2, it says, and Pilate asked him, art thou the king of the Jews? And he answering said unto him, thou sayest. And the chief priests accused him of many things, but he answered nothing. And Pilate asked him again, saying, answer. You are answering nothing? Like you're not going to say anything? Behold, how many things they witness against you. But Jesus yet answered nothing, so that Pilate marveled. He was like, this man's not going to say nothing out of all this that's going on. But I like Jesus. He's awesome. Listen, we can take this and apply it. And it may be hard in our flesh, but it works. And we see that it works. Working the word works. So Jesus is like, you say it. So this is our first point I want to just emphasize real quick. How to deal with accusation. Number one, let people believe what they already believe. Because guess what? You're not going to change their mind. They believe, when someone believes something, they believe it. And you can come and bring your spin. You tell them the truth. You bring in your side of the story. They don't want to hear it. They already have a certain established belief. So why get worked up? Don't even do it. Which leads us to the second one. Don't debate. You don't have to debate the situation. You don't have to defend yourself. Jesus, God the Father, is your great defender. He has your back in the situation. You just stand in integrity. You just stand upright, and He has your back. And Jesus knew that the Father, He has me. And the route that I have to go, I have to go this way anyway. So He still stood firm. And then it leads us to the third thing, just like He did. He answered nothing. Sometimes just not saying anything, not clapping back, not, strive. There are so many times in certain situations I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to say something. I wanted to come back. And it was like, the Spirit was like, don't do it. And when I said eat up my flesh, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it, but it wins every time. Working the word works. Continue to work that word, because working the word works. And it doesn't feel good to us. It's so contrary to our flesh. But if you know that you're standing in truth, you do not have to debate. Let people believe what they're going to believe, because a lot of times, no matter what you say, they still have their belief system. Answer nothing. And guess what? We see here that if we read the rest of the chapter, he was walking out what was needed for that particular season. And he knew that God had his back. He knew that what he had to go through was purposeful. It was a part of his assignment. And that those individuals had to go back and see the glory of God by him standing. And he didn't have to defend himself. So that's good news for us. Stay encouraged, dear people of God. Recognize that God does have our back, even in this time, this hour, whatever you're going through. There may be some things going on in your job. Some situations you may have to just answer nothing. Don't debate. And let God lead you in that situation. And guess what? He will get the glory, because at the end of this particular verses that we read 1 through 5. And the end of verse 5, it said, Pilate marveled. Guess what? And you not defending yourself, debating, and answering nothing, you can still give God the glory. And somebody will marvel at his greatness because of your stance. God bless you. Have a wonderful remainder of the week. We're finishing out the book of Mark tomorrow. And Friday, we'll be rolling into the book of Luke. Time goes fast. We're already in week 9. And if you just stay with us on the challenge, you will definitely be blessed. If you haven't started yet, just jump on board. There's no pressure on the challenge. It's a great challenge to just get into the Word of God and apply those principles and let the Word work in your life. God bless you.